Hi, my name is Sean Dolan and I'm Campaign Manager at Conscience, Taxes for Peace Not War. For far too long, British foreign policy has revolved around violence. Violence in Iraq, violence in Afghanistan and violence in Syria. We believe that this needs to change. Conscience believes that diplomacy and peacemaking should be the heart of everything we do overseas. So we were really excited when Jeremy Corbyn announced that Fabian Hamilton would become a Minister for Peace and Disarmament. But that raises a lot of questions. How would we fund it? What would his priorities be? What would a Minister of Peace do? We think that they are questions worth answering, so we want your help to raise £2,500 so we can write a report on what a Minister of Peace would do as a programme in government.
This 21st century world needs peace builders more than ever. We've seen great successes with diplomacy and development in recent years. One of the most notable cases being in Colombia, where FARC rebels have disarmed after 50 years of armed conflict. In Iran, we've seen the nuclear deals stopping the spread of nuclear weapons across the Middle East. And here in the UK, we've seen the success of the Good Friday Agreement and the programmes that go along with it, which have brought communities back together after decades of sectarian violence. A Minister for Peace gives us the opportunity to go even further and bring together development and diplomacy under a minister responsible for dealing with emerging conflicts.
Good policy, like medicine, doesn't treat the symptoms of war, but investigates the root causes. We need to look at the factors that drive extremism. Poverty, inequality, famine, and the arms industry can all create and drive conflict. If we start dealing with these issues, we are building a framework for lasting stability. A Minister for Peace is also a Minister for Health. It will promote health in the UK and at the same time promote health through peace across the world. We should lead by example and set a standard where most modern states have a minister responsible for peacemaking. We could transform the discourse around war by asking, what is the Minister for Peace doing about this? As a doctor, non-violent solutions for resolving conflict make perfect sense. I hope that a Minister for Peace can develop new standards for innovative, community-led approaches to conflict resolution.
Because like a city like Aleppo is, most of its beauty is based on history. So if you take the historical part of it, there isn't much modernity to show. There isn't much development happening, obviously, economically and so on. So I think even most of our income comes from tourism. So once you lose that aspect of the city, you're talking about difficulties in the future.
I'm in favour of a Minister for Peace, or even a Ministry for Peace, a whole team, because it would give peace the high profile that it needs. At present, opportunities for conflict resolution, for peace building, for preventing disputes escalating, are overlooked, ignored because they get so little publicity. Yet, in the end, diplomacy is needed to bring about a cessation of violence.
We live in a world where the powers that be are scared to be seen sitting on the sidelines, where they rush to help desperate to be doing something, to be doing anything. In theory, this approach is quite admirable, but in practice, it often does a lot more harm than good. With a Minister for Peace, we can be offered a third way, an extra solution to make sure that when we're given the option, it isn't just do something or do nothing. Militarily intervene or do nothing. Have airstrikes, drone warfare, military occupations or nothing. A Minister for Peace could offer us a new sustainable approach to international state building and humanitarian support. We know that state building under fire rarely works. From Vietnam to Afghanistan, the examples are there. We just haven't learned from them yet. To be able to change our actions and our thinking, we need a radical change in government. help support us make sure that a new Minister for Peace makes sure that we're doing the right thing, not just something.
Only peaceful resolution can bring me back home. Home is Aleppo, and Aleppo is where the heart is.